What?
You leaking?
What you mean?
No, you ain't leaking.
Oh, them grays. I got a couple
grays.
grays
Oh.
popping, bro.
Let me see.
Hey,
Oh, I do too.
he talks
big
so
dog.
much smack.
I got
the last few
4.
years.
You got 4 of them, right?
But
there.
you got
Three.
3,000.
He's got a
but
couple
once they
on that
start-
side, too.
Okay.
They
Hey,
stop.
before you know it, in 5 years, you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be all
be
gray.
silver
But
fox.
hey, here's the thing. Y'all don't know this about a blonde man. Number 1. Are we live?
Yeah, we live, bro. We rolling.
We live. Tell y'all something about a blonde man. You can't see.
Blonde man.
Let me tell you something about a blonde man. You will never see a blonde man
Yeah.
with a beard that looks good. Think-
I can't grow.
You
Wait a
can't.
minute.
Can you think of one? Think of
Is
a
that
man.
is that
that's
why you
blonde.
shave your face?
It looks like trash. A blonde man with a beard
Hey, low key.
looks like trash.
Low key. I don't think I ever seen that.
Nah,
You
blonde.
can't name a man with a
You might be
blonde
right.
beard.
Cause look, AJ's blonde. You don't wear.
Dude, I grow a neck beard for one, and
Yeah,
it's like
and then
black,
right here.
and it looks.
It's
I
black.
look homeless.
Hey, look.
Wait a minute.
Only
Your-
like half of
Your
it,
beard
dude.
here is black.
It's like real dark. It's all like half. Yeah, I look homeless, man. It just looks like I got dirt on my neck.
Unbelievable.
Can I pay you to let it grow out? Just let it get burly.
Hey, one year I'm a diehard Baylor fan,
Yeah.
and one year I didn't shave for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We were like 3-0 in football. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
it's good luck. I'm gonna keep. I shaved everything but the stash and the sickum stash. But it was the stash is blonde.
Oh,
you
you
can't
had
even
the stash
see it.
right here?
You can't even see it. There's like 14
It
hairs.
makes you look like you're 14 years old.
Yeah, so we end up being like 9-0 this year.
Damn.
So I'm rocking it.
Oh, you
Dude,
got 4.
At the last game, we have a blackout game. We're playing Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Big game, college game day. Dude, I was like, I'm dyeing this sucker black.
You dyed your beard.
I look like a white Steve Harvey. Just like jet black right here, like 15 hairs about that long off my lip.
That's hella
That
funny.
is great.
Hey, welcome back, folks. Straight up. Look, we got special guests this evening. My boy AJ Allen Jones Jr. hanging out with us this week. Welcome back to Rate to Bait. I decided to change it up a little bit this week because it's more or less spring, late spring.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go with a themed category like we usually do. We're gonna kind of mix it up. We're gonna just talk about generically what all of our favorite bed fishing baits are. A lot of bed fishing going on. Guys have been bed fishing this week here on Lake Chickamauga. And so we're going to kind of dive into that. I know I bed fish some, talking to these guys, they've all kind of played with it some too. So I feel like it'd be a good opportunity to take some time, dive into some bed fishing baits, and give y'all a little insight on like what our number one bed fishing bait
When they on
is.
the nest.
When they on the
nest.
AJ
When they
calls
are
it
there.
nest.
When
When
they're
they're
When they
nesting.
nesting. Hey, according to our buddy, shout out Randy Blockett. That's his second time I shot him on the channel. I rock with Randy. Semi.
Why?
Yeah, semi. I got my reasons. Anyway, shout out Randy.
On
Hey,
that note,
he calls it nesting too.
Oh, I gotta stop.
So y'all got
I
something in
gotta
common.
stop.
Look, you love Randy. Low key,
yeah, you
AJ.
two are boys.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Mark's best friend.
I got nothing.
He's
I
a
got nothing
subscriber.
against him.
I share some. Me and Randy got some shared interests. Some.
Shared thoughts, like
Yeah, man. I
similar-
agree with some of the stuff
like
he
a
says.
10%.
33.
No, I definitely agree with some of the stuff he says.
Hey, bro, listen, straight up. You would be lying to yourself if you said that you did not agree with some of the things that he says.
10%,
I'm just gonna say some of the things.
20%.
Who
Yeah,
y'all even
I would
talking
say
about?
20.
Randy Blockett, bro.
Who's that?
It's more than 20.
Stop it, eh? Stop it, DC.
Who is it? I literally
Listen,
don't
it's
even
not
know.
what he says, it's the
Stop.
presentation of
They
it,
hate
right?
us because they ain't us.
Hey,
Hey, we moving along, man. That was our moment right there.
Hey,
Peanut butter and jelly.
did you see that reel? That Instagram reel?
Yeah, butter.
you
They
done
hate
seen it.
this
I
thing.
sent
They
it to
hate
you.
this.
Did you? Which one? I ain't seen it.
They got a guy up there standing on the front deck looking at a scope. And
Yeah.
then after that, he looks over and says, "They hate us because they ate us." He said, "Yeah, they ate us."
I ain't seen that one.
Straight up.
I ain't seen it.
Yeah, 100%.
You sent it to me?
Yeah, it's a guy fishing a bank.
Hey,
over
while I'm looking over here, looking at that wall right
there. Look,
there.
man.
Oh, damn. I just now say, you going to have to B-roll that, bro.
But hey, here's the thing. So we're talking about.
That's hella funny.
This is went on a tangent.
Hey, listen, rate the Baitas for tangents.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Facts.
That's what it said. I'm not going to say if that's true or not.
It is what it
But
is,
how
bro.
can you not hate this? If you're on the bank fishing laydowns and you've caught one all day.
Yeah, you
all
upset.
day.
Yeah.
And you look out there and see a little Dylan nut zipping.
A little
in.
Dylan Nut. Shout out Dylan Nut.
I don't know. Well, I just
I
seen,
never met him.
I just seen
They
these
won
little
a lot
nut
of money.
brothers.
For sure. Hey, I seen,
Wow,
bro.
man.
Shout out them because I just had to work the college national championship.
And
at,
they won.
No,
I don't think they won.
Oh, no, that was on
But they were leading day one.
Yeah,
They
were.
dropped bags.
They did.
Yeah. Shout out
I
to
think
the
they
boys.
led that one. They just won a little tournament at Gunnersville.
Bro,
Shout
they
out
stayed.
to the
They
little
stayed.
nut
Hey,
brothers,
listen,
They've been
man.
winning.
they stayed
everything.
winning, bro.
Yeah, y'all been scoping that.
I ain't
in
mad at
sleep,
them
man.
boys.
Look, I already know
Hey,
what
listen,
y'all been doing. You been scoping
if
them
you
sleep.
16, they had scoped you to death.
They had scope you to sleep.
If you 25 and under and use a scoper, shout out to
Cheers.
you, bro. Cheers. Man. Hey, Bob.
How long are we into this?
It don't even matter. It's rate the bait, bro.
Anyway, let's go.
Hey, look. Let's roll on these baits, man. Bed fishing season.
I thought you were about to say, I appreciate y'all tuning in.
Hey, yeah. Hey, look. It might be over with. We didn't talk about Randy. We talked about Scoping and Nut Brothers. Like,
Hey,
you know,
this podcast is over. It's called.
hey.
This is called a podcast. It's not called Rate the Bait.
But listen, Rate the Bait's always semi-been a podcast.
It is. Yeah.
And we breaking AJ in perfectly, y'all.
Yeah.
This is first time.
This is no different than sitting around just shooting a breeze with
That's
you guys
true.
anyway.
No.
It's
That's
the same
true.
thing.
The same thing.
Before we start the video, I'll give you $200. Grow it out, big burly.
Not gonna
I would
happen.
love to see that. Me too, AJ.
I'm waiting on hitting puberty. I'm hoping it comes in a little thicker.
No, here's the thing though. When you
But what about your dad? Does your dad have a beard?
No, I mean, I think he could grow one, but he's never in my lifetime.
He blonde too. Pops is.
He look brown.
Yeah.
He brown.
Be brown. That's it. Hey, look. Before we start Rate the Bait, one more thing. You know, we stay on tangent, but I do got to do something. There is congratulations needed. Couple of them. One from my boy DC, Red Crest. Not one, not two,
that's crazy.
3
It is
times.
unbelievable.
It's
That was
insane.
crazy.
So
Unbelievable.
shout out to my boy DC on that for winning, bro. Cheers to that, bro. No, for real.
Amazing,
That's
dude.
Oh, thank you.
unbelievable, bro.
Insane.
Crazy.
That
The,
was
be-
like-
you got
the best part about that one is he did it his way. That
did,
was what's
bro.
cool.
Yeah.
That's what was so cool about
Running
it.
to
Like
the
nothing
den.
against
Hey,
the other
but here's
ones.
the thing. I'll say this. So I grew up doing that, and I told Jacob before the tournament started, I said, I really don't know what to do to differentiate myself. And I literally mentioned guys like Alton Jones or Alton Jones Jr. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I know I can't bed fish better than these guys.
Yeah.
I know I can't pitch on light spots better. I got 20/20 vision. I see exactly what they see,
Yeah.
and I know I can't do it better.
Yeah.
So it just sometimes it works out. I will say this at Chickamauga, it did not work out for me. So you
look-
can do your strength, but when it don't work out, you just burn in flames. You're
Facts.
cooked.
So look. So that was part of it's a 2-part congratulations. So DC on Red Crest, because this is our first video back after with being with DC. So we got to shout out my boy. Then the second part of it is Adrian made 10 bands this week here at Chickamauga, finished 29th.
29.
And then we got AJ and J-Dub both moving on to the knockout rounds.
We're still
Shout out
in
to my boys. That's awesome. So
Meanwhile,
to
if
fight
you
another
didn't-
day.
I ain't gonna tell y'all about what me and
if
DC
you didn't really
did
know
today.
what we did.
Tell them what we did, DC.
We launched our boat this morning. We rode around the lot, and we were cooked. Cooked.
Stick a fork in it.
The whole day shot of hogs. Straight up.
Well done.
Don't even edit that out.
Let that ride, bruh. All right, hey, look. Let's get into these baits. This is what y'all really came for.
How far are we on this now?
You know, we 20 minutes in, probably.
All right, let's
At
do
least
it.
20.
Hey, listen. So, who wants to kick off their favorite bed bait?
I'm gonna pick Adrian.
Adrian? Adrian's a big time bed fisherman. AJ is too though.
Nah, I ain't.
AJ is the best.
Let's
is the
time
guy.
out. These two right here,
Yeah.
they wake up in the morning.
No.
What they do, DC?
Go for it.
Come on, tell them. Hey, the fans gotta know.
This is DC's
Tell them.
least favorite time of year.
DC gotta finish. He gotta finish this statement.
Listen, they wake up in the morning. Can't wait to go to bed.
AJ don't even.
I know what he's gonna say. I know where this is going. I've already heard this about. I've already heard this about the guys on Lake Murray. The guys waiting for him.
Right. That's right.
I know
It's the same
exactly where he's
thing.
going with it.
Facts.
They waiting on that herring's phone.
That's right.
I'm laughing.
On the flat clay points.
Yep. I know.
Listen, they wake up in the morning. Alright, anyway, go ahead.
Oh, you got to cut that out.
Oh my god. Hell no. Hey, Rate the Bait don't get edited, bro. It's just raw.
Alright, anyway.
It's just
I say
raw.
for real, I think we need to start one of these two guys.
Oh,
They're,
God.
Yeah, we'll start.
This
This is my first one, so let
They're
it.
the professor this week.
James God.
They're the professor this week.
They are the professor, so I think you leave them to the last.
Yeah, Jacob's problem.
I'll start.
I don't know.
I'm not that good.
DC Jacob's always the professor, bro.
Well, I was thinking who won more money, AJ or Jacob. It's probably pretty.
That's a toss up there.
It is.
Who's
AJ,
won more money?
AJ didn't want a lot of
Badfish?
money.
AJ won
Badfish.
more money. Badfish.
For sure.
100%. 110%.
So does that mean AJ kicks us off?
Yep, do it.
Okay.
AJ, you're our guy, bro.
All right.
Bad fishing is your thing.
Yes, I would say if I.
He had a good teacher.
I
He
did.
definitely
Yeah,
did.
his
Hey,
dad
shout out
did
to
that.
Alvin Jones Sr., bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
The
Senior
original-
he's one of the greatest.
He's one of the best bad fishermen there are. 100%.
I think he's like top 5. Of
I would
ever
agree.
do.
Facts.
Like
I would
up there
agree.
with Shaw.
Facts.
I would
Couple of
agree.
other guys.
He sees them better than like.
He's just patient.
Yeah.
He fishes far away. Like, dude, like when he side fishes, you like can't even hardly see him.
Really?
Everybody can see the shadow. That's all I mean. I saw movement. Like he fishes.
Huh.
You know, we talk about them scope betters. How they're just like it's the presence.
Yeah.
He fishes further away for bed fishing like anybody ever.
In the meantime, I'm like, oh, there he is.
I can see my bait. Wondering why you can't catch him.
Right.
Why is he not biting?
All right. First bait.
What you got for us?
We got the G-Crack Bellows Shad.
Okay.
It's my favorite bed bait. It's my favorite bed color. It's just bluegill.
Okay.
It's like a light blue. It's got a little blue flake in it. That's her right there.
Let me see this thing,
Pass it
man.
around. Smell it.
Oh, so you already know I'm a big scent guy. This one right here, he might got Berkeley beat on scent.
Ooh. Ooh.
Listen,
Hey, don't take
Listen,
a big whiff.
hey, close your eyes. Think Fritos. I swear, it smells like Fritos.
100%.
It's Fritos.
oh, it does.
Now it don't smell so bad, right?
That's crazy, bro.
It's got it's like part of their SAF material in it.
Yeah.
It's their scent. It's got like amino acids, all kinds of stuff in it.
Amino
It's
acids
the same
for
stuff you eat in
bass.
like Chinese food. It's like edible.
It got MSG.
I mean, I wouldn't eat this. Yeah, MSG. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah. But that's what you're smelling.
That's what smells
Yeah.
like that.
So
That's crazy.
this bait right here, it's just like a good, I wouldn't say bluegill profile, but just a bait fish profile.
Yeah.
Shad.
That's their
Bluegill.
biggest, I guess, challenge is keeping
Yeah.
brim out of the bed, little perch.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big guy on like snapping the bait. I'll do that if like I can't get the fish to react. Almost every great bed fisherman I've ever been around, like they want that fish to go pick the bait up off the bottom. Your catch rate gets higher. I mean, just something about the patience of that.
Yeah.
And like you need a bait that's gonna sit there and do stuff without you moving it. You know, just that little tiny. You touch it and it's gonna go through the whole bait.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so that does this. The origins of this bait I got with G-Crack. First time I ever threw G-Crack before I was sponsored by him was the Bellows Gill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yep.
big fat daddy version
Yep.
of this.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep.
It's the Bellows ribs. And when I got with them, while the Bellows Gill was great, it was really just a bed bait for me.
Yeah.
Because it's so big and bulky, it's not a bunch of bites.
Right.
We got to get a bunch of bites, and every fish counts. So
100%.
I took a Bellows. I was with Kazuki, the guy from G-Crack. I took a Bellows Gill and I just cut it down into more like, I was like, I need a beaver profile to go with the Bellows, and we did it, and dude, like this thing swims like crazy.
Dude,
It's
like,
insane.
it is.
So I won heavy hitters, big bass twice at Palestine sight fishing with this bait. Then I won heavy
$100,000
hitters the next
yeah,
year.
100 bands, by the way.
150 that week.
You want
150
150
that
heavy
I
hitters.
caught
Big
an
bass
And one heavy
return.
hitters the
No,
next year.
I won big bass the knockout round and the final day.
Oh my
That's
god.
50 for the knockout.
Clean
100.
clock.
Yeah,
That tournament's so bad.
yeah. And then the next year I won it on this bait, flipping a white one. It was
Yep.
a shad spawn.
Yep.
Like I said, this thing swims like crazy.
Yep.
And then also throwing it as a spinnerbait trailer. Bulky, I could keep it real slow by the
Yep.
cypress trees.
Oh, I saw.
And yeah, but that's my bed bait right there.
That's him.
G-Crack Bellows Shad.
All
What's your hook?
You gotta give. Oh,
Yeah, typically I throw pretty standard a 3/8 ounce weight.
You pegging or no?
Peg it. I throw a 3/0 straight shape flipping hook.
I'd say 4 won't fit this bait.
It'll fit, but like
A little
when you
much.
put the hook back,
Lose
that's
action.
less action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so a little bit smaller hook, rigging flat.
Rigging
And I mean,
flat.
I got that hook just touching out the rib.
So scale of 1 to 10. What are you rating?
what you
Out-
rating
out,
him?
out of your bed baits? It's scale of 1 to 10. So you got to give your own bait.
I'm gonna give him like an 8.6.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, pretty high.
Pretty high.
Only reason I don't give him higher is because like I still like the Bellows Gill a lot, especially for a big one.
I can see
Because
that.
that little bit bigger profile,
Yep.
it'll like sometimes entice the fish and won't look at anything else.
What size
know
hook you
what I
put in the gill?
4 usually.
A 4.
It's just because it's more plastic. you
Sure.
get more
Yeah.
bite.
Absolutely.
It does. It's the same. It's 3.8 inches, so it's the same thing. The bigger the hook, the less action you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But everything about it's bigger. The ribs are bigger,
Right.
and it's just that bulkier,
Profile.
They make a 5.8 too. That thing is
Really?
like that.
Like your hand.
Yeah.
Like a 7 on it.
Yeah, you need like a beast, big dog.
No way.
But I've actually never caught a bass on a 5.8, but they like win derbies on it. Bam.
Really?
Yeah.
Throw it over here.
They throw it on a free rig, stuff like that.
You didn't rate him. You gotta give him a rate. Oh,
Yeah,
8.6. Yeah, you did. My bad.
8.6.
That may be high. I don't know.
No, that's,
I'm
that's
looking at
good.
it.
That's good. It's your best bait, so
Yeah.
it's
So
gotta
my
be-
face is on the package. I gotta love him, right?
Hey, you got to, bro.
Yeah.
So my turn. So Bellows Shad G-Crack. Shout out G-Crack. Sir, does smell like Cheetos. Fritos, actually.
Yeah.
It's a this bait has an insane action. It really does. I mean, I've seen it before.
I gotta go wash my hands.
Played around with it a little bit.
Stay on.
Oh, it
The
stays
cool
on
thing,
there.
it does hold the hook pretty well.
Smell your hands.
But
Smell your
all
hands
these
right now.
appendages on the side, they really move well, which gives it that right profile, all that good stuff. I'm just because of the action and the innovation that what they got over there. I felt like I'm gonna give him 8. I'm not throwing him in the bed, but I can just profile wise everything. You shake that sucker, that tail. It's like a little pretty whippy tail. So.
He's soft.
He's gonna move around a little bit there, and you have these ribs that are gonna catch water, which also catch air. Yeah, so I'm gonna give him an 8.0. He's a good bait.
8.0.
I've never thrown one of these before.
Mm-hmm.
But he has what's up with the texture of him?
What do you mean?
Like he,
It's just their SAF material. I mean, that's
Okay.
their plastic material.
yeah, it just
1.0.
it feels that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're making an elastomer version too, but you're
I think this is a cool bait because
Yeah, I can imagine.
you have a ton of movement in there. I mean, I can just imagine that thing on that bed just down there just waking up in the morning.
You gotta stop.
Just
DC.
waking up in the morning.
You gotta chill. Hey, bro. You gotta chill, bro.
Yeah, but no, I've never thrown this bait, but I really do like the movement on it. I think it's freaking sweet, very unique. I've never thrown it, but I'm just because of the action of it. I'm gonna give it a 7.9.
7.9 from DC.
7.9.
You don't want to
Yeah,
add
yeah,
no
man.
decimals behind that?
333.
3. I figured you had something in there.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. So look, the Bellows Shad. I don't have a ton of experience with this particular bait, but I will say this. So me and AJ did a 1v1. Was that last year or the year before?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
That was a Bussy, Caney.
Yes, but we did it
Yours.
on another small lake
Yeah.
in Louisiana that we had public. And we got out there, and I seen this bait in action for the first time with my own 2 eyes. And when you look at this thing, it don't look like much as far as it doesn't have any appendages. It doesn't look like it's going to do much. Blase blee. But these big, huge ribs in it catch a lot of water and catch a lot of air. And when this thing falls down, I'm just telling you, it has a ton of action. It's a phenomenal bait. I was really impressed when I first seen it, AJ, low key. Because I was looking at it and I'm like, I seen you throwing it, I'm like, nah. And then you swam that thing by me, and then I was like, oh.
That bait gets. I get a lot of bites on that bait, like you flip it in a bush.
Yeah.
I come to bring him out.
They could meet him. Dude, it got
It's
so...
like his little swimming action.
It kind of swims almost like... How can I explain?
Like a shad.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like a shad.
It's
Yeah,
real tight.
it's real tight, but it's definitely... You'll definitely see the action. The sucker will get some bites for sure. Very innovative, unique, shape, texture, and y'all know I'm a big scent guy. This thing stinks. He low-key got power bait beat. I don't know. As far as scent, he's stinky.
He stinks.
As far as stink level,
Yeah.
he's on another stinky level.
Dude, their factory, you can smell it from a
Oh
city
my-
block.
Dude, I can only imagine. Folks go home
Dude, you
smelling
get out
like
the,
this.
you get out the truck in the parking lot and you're like, whoa.
Smell like a straight Frito.
Straight up. But I like Geek Crack as a company overall. Very innovative, coming with new designs. A lot of unique productions that they've come out with, new to the U.S. market. I love a lot of JDM companies for that. I'm gonna give him an 8.5. He pretty saucy.
Yeah.
Avena?
Yeah, so I like similar to Alan, and Jacob doesn't give himself enough credit when it comes down to sight fishing, but he's honestly, I think he's a top 5 sight fisherman. He's phenomenal at it. But what I've got is I've got literally a Plano box filled with all my favorites, and like a lot of times if I get one that's on a bed, I literally leave that out.
Yeah.
And I'll just rotate, and I'll have like 5 or 6 different shapes, colors,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. And this isn't in my rotation. But literally after seeing it and holding it for the first time, it's going to be. Like you can naturally just see a soft plastic and know if it's going to work or if it's not. I mean, the profile to this thing's amazing. We were talking about it a little bit earlier, but like one of my favorite baits growing up when I first started, it wasn't a Senko, it was a tornado. And it was literally like a rattlesnake kind of thing. It had these similar ribs, and I used to flip it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's something about that action. I felt like it was different,
Yeah.
and to be able to implement that in a bait that, I think this right here, what is it, 3.8? This is the perfect size. Personally, I do like a 4-aught. So like that would be one knock that, you say you use a 3-aught in it, which, of course it's still good, but, I do like to have a 4-aught. But man, this bait, dude, it's pretty incredible.
Thanks, dude.
And I'm gonna have to throw it in the arsenal, and with that, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Ooh.
Dude,
I feel like y'all just being nice to me.
Profile's good.
I'm
Profile's
serious because it's profile. It's something that's unique.
Yes.
It's not like your every day plastic,
Right.
and I take sight fishing really seriously, and a lot of times bass want to crawl. Sometimes they want something hanging, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they want, they want a wacky rig.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about something different here in a minute. So like a lot of times a different profile can trigger that bass.
100%.
And to have something like this to put in your rotation, I think is big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say
Moving
this.
on.
Like this isn't really like a bright spot pitching bait for me.
Right.
This is like I got one on a bed and it's time to tango.
Yeah.
Like I got to read that bass,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and this is what I'm gonna court her with.
Uh-huh.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That's it.
I'm a court her. I like that.
Yeah, I'm get her.
Hey, that's some old school right there,
Yeah.
AJ.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, who up next, man? Who wants to go next?
Jacob.
I'll roll with it.
Jacob? Kick it.
All right.
Kick us off, Jacob. What you
So,
got,
of
bro?
course, I have a pack of Crush City Bronco Bugs. And so, I'm talking a little bit more about when you don't want to sight fish, you're wanting to fish around the spawn, around the bed fishing time, and also bed fishing for the bigger ones around. So like we're backing up to like around that Harris chain time frame, going to a Popka, flipping this bait, caught some really big ones. And so to me, I felt like that Bronco Bug got me better bites than stickworm did. I caught big bass 2 of the 3 days I was fishing. And I was like, hey, it's a way to generate bigger bites and catch bigger fish than when those males won't bite it when the females will. Then fast forward to the last lead event. Well, 2 of the leads events ago, where Welcher ended up winning the tournament on the Bronco Bug. Actually, bed
45
stuffing
pounds.
by like an
Dropping
insane,
bags.
like shout out to my boy Kyle Welcher killing the game. Absolutely unbelievable. And so there's a big thing about profile during the spawn that generates the bigger bite. Like there's ways to catch the males and throw slimmer profiles, but there's ways to actually target, like sort of like you were talking about the Bellows Gill, and like bigger profiles and bigger actions, like harder thumbing actions that generate more bites. And so that's really like for me, with Bronco Bug, like I really like him. I can throw a 4-aught hook in him, and I feel like for me pitching around, this tournament, even for me, like, I couldn't catch him on a drop shot, I couldn't catch him on a Nico. Picking this bait up, boom, catch that fish instantly on a Bronco is a little bit bigger fish and it wanted to generate that bite quickly. So anyway, so to me, day in and day out, I'm gonna give him. Give the Bronco Bug I'm gonna give him a 7 point. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. I'm not gonna give him I'm gonna say he's a really good bait. Obviously,
So you designed it. What would you change?
This is for
this is for
bed.
spawn for bed fishing around the spawn, that scenario, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving him a 7.5 just because of that scenario.
Yeah.
For flipping pitching, I love him. Like he's like 9.5. So to give you an understand, but like day in and day out, like I think he's like 8 to 7.5, 8. I'm just like like he's a really good bait. Now for that scenario, like I'm not gonna rate my bait. Listen, there's always room for improvement. Maybe an 8, but like 7.5.
Yeah. There you go.
The good old Bronco. Let me say this. Y'all know me, I'm a big time bed fisherman.
Big time. He's a bed fishing god.
I wake up in the morning.
Come on, bro.
Can't wait to go bed fishing. But I will say this. I'm more or less I don't really enjoy sight fishing.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody knows that. Let me rephrase that. I enjoy sight fishing, but 90% of the time, and I'm gonna say this. Now I might be opening up a can of worms right here. The main reason that I don't like bed fishing, it is so inconsistent and unreliable. Number one, you're waiting on them to show up. You're hoping to God they don't leave. You're hoping to God they're not rolling. Like you have about a 3-day span to catch that big female, I think. Maybe a
It's probably
24
less than
hour.
that.
Maybe one day.
24-hour span.
Typically.
But like right when she gets there, I feel like they're finicky. You ain't gonna catch her. And then you got to have like a 24-hour span. This reminds me of a big buck, like a big deer.
Yeah.
You got a few days out of the year you can
But you
really
love deer hunting.
can target him.
But he keep going.
I
back.
enjoy
Yeah.
it. I enjoy it. But I'll say this: it is so finicky bed fishing for me in tournaments. I've never been able to rely on it, and I don't think I've ever won a tournament in my life bed fishing. I mean, I've won it spotted bass fishing, but me saying this, I'm more of a bed fisherman that does not have to. I don't want to look at them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number one, I can't see them better than nobody else.
Right.
Some guys have better eyes than me. I'm thinking, hey, it's gonna be cloudy, raining tomorrow. Ain't no way I'm bed fishing. For a true bed fisherman, it don't matter.
Yeah,
That's what they gonna do.
Yeah.
Me, I ain't gonna do it. I'll fish for the ones that I can't see, and I do enjoy this bait. I like it a lot. It's I like the tilapia magic color. I like that color. It's kind of brim tight.
Yeah.
I want to imitate a big brim
Yeah.
pitch in there,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to finesse that fish. Whenever I flip in there and I know they're spawning, I want to dump something in there and get them to react on that thing, like a brim comes in there trying to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good thing to flip. Very unique. I've caught a lot on this. I like tilapia magic though, so I'm going to give this color and this bait. I'm going to give it an 8.0.
Yeah,
I do. 8.0. I think it was really slept on for a little bit.
I see that. My thing is like I'm rating the bait overall. I feel like it's a 9.
Yeah. We're talking specific
But in
bed
a bed
fish.
fishing scenario, I'm
Yeah.
like, if I'm gonna bed fish with it, and that, 8.0. I mean,
I'm gonna say an 8.0.
That's a good all around.
Yeah. 100%.
Like if you're actually gonna bed fish with it, them tails right there, he's gonna grab them tails easy. So you got
Put you a 4.0 VMC on there. That sucker's good.
Yeah.
A 4.0.
4-0. He's for
Yeah,
sure.
that's it.
He's a 4-0 bait. All right, Bronco Bug. I rocks with this bait.
You like it?
I really do. See, here's the perks, people, of being buddies with J-Dub. Prototype testing. Hey, man, what you think about this? Da-da-da-da. Matter of fact, I'm going to send you a couple. They show up at your house. You start messing around with him. So I've been playing with him for quite a while. Not as long as Jacob, but I've been messing with him for a minute. And he's been a really good bait from the beginning. But when it comes to bed fishing, okay, back home in the California Delta, I've won a lot of tournaments during spawn, but we were never looking at the bass. Me and my boy Jay, we would catch some crazy bags. We just kind of knew where they were at zone-wise, and we pitch and flip all different sorts of baits, right? This is where this bait right here shot. Hell, I caught some spawners this week on this bait.
Yeah.
And different from DC, I like Green Pumpkin Magic. Everybody got their pick. When it comes to bed fishing, that's going to be my pick. He can go either bluegill or crawfish, right? A lot of different color mixture in there. A little gold, a little silver, green pumpkin. You can never go wrong with that. I like Green Pumpkin Magic. That's just my personal preference, but whatever. But this bait, the action, and then the secondary action when he hits the bottom with the claws dumping back and forth and all that, he just triggers bites. So as you're going down banks, oftentimes, you're just, in my mind, I'm visually looking at places where I think one's going to place a bed. Oh, there's a little cubby hole there. There's a hole in the grass. Oh, there's a light spot. There's a lay down. Obviously, at the end of the lay down, or, right where it starts to get a little bit deeper where you can't see high percentage places, flipping at places like that, right? You're going to be hard-pressed to beat a bait, profile-wise, to beat this Bronco Bug.
It ain't got any flanges on it either.
No.
Because when you think about it, everybody for the last 15 years have been sitting there flipping crawls with these flanges.
Yes.
And their stuff comes down and goes.
Yep.
That stuff right there dumps straight in there.
Straight in there, but when he dumps,
and then when he dumps, he's like, ooh, ooh.
Exactly. Different action, bro. He's different.
Completely different.
Yeah, he is. Sucker gets bit, man. I'm going to go ahead and rate him. I'm going to get straight to it. For bed fishing season, blind flipping, let me say this. This is kind of a knock, I guess, as far as bed fishing. This is not a bait I'm going to have rigged up when I got one on a bed and I'm locked
looking
in
at him.
and I'm flipping to him, trying to get him.
yeah.
I'm not going to use this guy. And the reason is because, and I'll tell you guys, when you're actually locked in looking at one, when you're looking at one, he's looking at you, right? He's going to be a little more apprehensive. And so the Bronco Bug is a little bit of a decent amount of plastic.
Yep.
So they have the tendency to may want to, just grab these right here and then they don't have the hook. Mm-hmm. But when you blind flip it, they're a little bit deeper out of sight, them suckers are more aggressive. And they just swim, boom, eating. And so as far as that goes, for blind flipping, 9.
Yes.
100%. This sucker bad. Overall for bed fishing, I'm going to give him an 8.7 though. I like that bait. I got a few of them.
So this bait, I've caught maybe 5 fish in my life on a Bronco Bug. That you threw me a pack one day. I don't remember where we were, but I caught fish on it like that day.
Oklahoma?
I don't remember. No, what didn't you follow? Maybe that's where you gave them to me. But later in the year, I caught some on them, pitched it around. I think we were up north. I flipped it around.
I remember that.
Northern bass eat anything.
It's true. Great place to test. But like, kind of like what Mark said, he stole a lot of what I was gonna say.
Oh, my bad.
Not my ideal like sight fishing.
Sure.
Correct.
Sure.
But for a bed bait, where the action, especially, is going to come on the it's immediate. The action's on the fall and like on the first hit.
Yeah.
It's going to do its thing.
Mm.
When you're picking apart cover, you're moving, you're shaking. It's a great bait. It does have a really unique action. I love this. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can fish it. Free rig, Tokyo, Texas rig. Overall bed bait, I was thinking like a 7.7, just because it's not like my go-to sight fishing bait.
Yeah.
And whenever I think of bed fishing, I think of sight fishing. That's just because it's my favorite thing to
Hand
do.
in hand.
Yeah.
Right. But after seeing what you did at Apopka, after 90% of the bass were dead, still
Right.
caught them like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And then what Welcher did
100%.
at the Sound, I'm gonna be.
It's hard not to be a believer.
Yeah, I mean, there's
It generates
proof in the
good
pudding.
bites. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah, it catches them. It catches big ones. So I'm gonna give it a, what did I say? 7.6,
7.7.
7.7.
That's good. It's good. So the Bronco Bug. I remember how long has it been out now? It's just you got these like 2 years ago, right? Is that when you're playing with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you're prototyping them and kind of making little changes to them, and I remember you showed me a video of it for the first time. And I was like, ooh, it's different. And like we talked about a little bit with the Bellows Shad, like it's all about having something different. Like there's so many soft plastics out there that everybody's knocking this off, knocking that off, and at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. They're just a different brand. This is a soft plastic, a Texas rig bait that is one of a kind. There's not a whole lot of shapes out there that resemble this with the action it has. So similar to Allen, and I don't want to sit here and sound like a puppet, but when you're the fifth guy talking about the same bait, a lot of the same things come out, right?
Yeah,
because
right.
we all think similar.
Yeah.
When it comes down to sight fishing, I will never flip this bait because of the same reasons what we talked about. There's way too much meat behind the hook, and like for me, whenever I'm sight fishing, I want all hook. Right,
He gonna pull them pinchers off fast.
100%.
Quick.
Yeah.
I can literally see him right now carrying it off the bed like this.
Yeah. And then he's full.
That's what he's gonna do.
And now he's full.
That's what he's
He
gonna
don't
do.
want to bite again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But whenever you're blind fishing, I'll get ahead and I'll throw you some love. So Apopka, I was also fishing Apopka on the same stretch as Keith Pochet.
No, you were not.
Really?
You may or may not have heard.
Did you poach
On
him?
the same stretch.
Same stretch.
You poached him.
And
So you rolled up, dead in front of him.
You ran 100 miles
I did
to 2
figure
locks.
eights around him, man. But no, on a real note. So Berkeley came out with a bait. It was called a stank bug.
Yeah.
And I literally burned through every single pack that I had. I had nothing to Texas rig that was black and blue. And I said, Jacob said, throw me a pack. So he actually gave me a pack, and I actually caught, I think it was either a second or third day, I caught the majority of my fish on this bait.
No.
And that was the first time that I literally flipped it. And I was actually surprised on my hookup ratio.
Yeah.
Because even blind flipping, like there's just a lot of meat behind the hook.
Yeah.
And my hookup ratio is actually a lot better than I thought. So if I didn't have any experience, I would probably give this bait like a 6. But because I have experience and the hookup ratio is better than I expected, for sight fishing, still not going to throw it. But overall bait, I think it's an 8.5. It's a really good bait.
Yeah. No. He's legit, bro.
Yeah,
Shout out
good.
Bronco Bug.
J-Dub, always being innovative, man.
All right. I guess I'm going to go next. I got mine just chilling in my hoodie right here.
Yeah. You just ride with them.
Hey, I just keep him in
Hey,
my pocket.
low key, you got one in your cup holder in your truck.
I don't really
Probably
know
do.
what you're about to pull out.
You don't?
Should.
You should, probably.
Does it start with an M?
Hey, listen.
No.
Hey, don't give him no hints. Y'all drop in the comments what y'all think I'm going to pull out right now. I got him right here. Can y'all see him?
Is it a mouse?
Anybody can see him?
No, you got it.
Is he
I
in
think
there?
it's M. It starts with an M.
M?
It's a mouse.
The bait or the color?
Well,
No, it's what we
calls
call
the
it.
bait.
It's what we call it.
All right, here we
It's
go.
a mat frog.
There you go.
It starts with an M.
That's him. Methylate floating worm. So
How
look,
do you say it?
methylate.
Methylate.
It's merthy. It's MER, isn't it?
The homies at the crib, you know what they call them at the house? You know, we don't never call nothing.
Oh, you got
this.
slang.
We got slang for everything. Y'all don't want to even
Float
know.
worm.
Nah. Methuselah.
Methuselah.
On everything.
They bite that on the Delta?
Methuselah.
Yes. Oh, they lot.
No way.
Biggest.
Methuselah.
Well, you know, the Delta, we sea lion infested and there's all sorts of stuff going on at home, but the biggest bass in the river system will come doink him.
Hold on a minute. Sea lion infested.
You don't even know what that is.
So the sea lions go running up in there eating all the bass?
Eating them.
Man, get out of
Swimming
here,
through
bro.
the tulies, doinking them.
You're lying.
No, I'm not, bro. I wish I was.
Damn, that's bad.
That's
Are they
like-
killing
that's-
them? Or are they
No.
protected?
They're protected, bro. You can't do
Man,
nothing
I
to
go in there and milk.
That's the problem. That's like the biggest. That's the biggest problem at home right now, bro.
Dude, they're cleaning the bass out.
So look, they didn't got so smart. The sea lions, right? Highly intelligent. They wait at so Russo's Marina is where most of the tournaments go out of.
They
No,
wait
they got-
until
they
eat all the retreads.
Listen, they got a pipe. They got a pipe. You weigh your fish, take your
No.
pictures, and then you just dump them down this pipe.
They sit there,
Feeding them.
they
have
sitting
a
there like
pipe
SeaWorld.
yes, like this.
Nah, dude, that is so bad.
Bro, they eating 5s, 10s, whatever you got.
Hey,
They
you
got.
ever heard of a 12 gauge?
Hey, they need more than they need to. They
That's
need
terrible.
a
They're
30
bad.
I'm
6.
talking about buckshot.
Yeah,
Oh
bro. It's,
my
it's,
gosh.
it's,
You
really,
gotta-
it's really misfortunate, bro, because that's what's
You gotta like,
Delta's top tier fishing.
Yeah.
So
bro.
you
That's
telling
what hurt
me, all right, it all boils down to money. It everything does.
everything.
What
Yeah.
has more value, a sea lion or a bass?
No, see, we in California. You missing it. What got more money than all that?
Not sea lions.
Not bass either.
Politicians.
Anybody got a question? Anybody got an answer to that? What's more valuable? You got to think about the state of California
Farmers.
now. Okay, you onto it.
Crops.
What do farmers need?
Water.
yeah.
No, not water.
We need water.
They gotta have water, bro. So
They
that
ain't
is the
dumping
most.
salt water
That
on
is
it.
the most important driving factor in California's water. So bass fishing takes a humongous backseat to that.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn
Hey.
about bass. Sea lions is
I know.
helping them out.
Yeah.
They eating all the bass. So now we can just keep taking all the water and putting it where it needs to be.
But sea lions drink water. That's hurting y'all.
No, sea lions are a salt.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's the saltwater animal. They ain't got no business. Let me tell you what happened with sea lions. They live in the ocean. That's a saltwater mammal. But they figured out if they could swim upriver and get into the fresh water, the bass, the catfish, the carp, and all that, it's easy.
They don't even
pickings,
know what
bro.
they are.
All right, so
They
here's my
don't. They
question.
just
Hey.
doinking them left and
They
right.
need
And there's
Sea
literally an
lions.
infestation of them. They're
Bad.
tons.
Listen,
What
they
if
be
you-
on the docks, bro. You launch your boat and dock your boat. You trying to walk to your boat? It's
He's
3
trying to
of
get
them on
out
the
the
dock,
Hey,
bro.
listen, we trap them. We send them to Kentucky Lake. No more Asian carp.
Fact, bro.
Damn.
100%. They need them
Y'all
bad.
wanna-
Just put it in the Ohio River.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they ain't.
You ever lost your boat?
Mississippi?
A 2,000-pound
Sea
sea
lions.
lion swimming down
Gave
there.
the bird.
Oh, listen,
You were just looking
you know
at
what's
it
crazy?
and
So
be like-
when I was living at home, we're talking 12 years ago now. I've been gone for 12, 13 years. Sea lions, we would see them occasionally, and what they would do is the salmon migrate up the river to spawn in the fall. So they would follow the salmon.
The sea lions is following them.
Oh no, this is the thing. So they would do that every year, and you see 3, 4, 10 of them in the fall, and then they go about their business and go back to the ocean. They back
Now
out
they don't go
at
back.
Pier 39 chilling. They didn't figure it out. Largemouth, stripers, catfish, and carp. They are permanent residents now. They setting up shop. They everywhere, bro, and it's terrible.
You see them every day.
They everywhere. You see them every day. Every region of the Delta is crazy.
Can you see them like within like how far away?
DC? They're 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
They're ginormous.
But I will say this: I don't like that they eat bass.
No, me either. I hate that. All right, we about to get back to my methylate worm.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Methylate. Several different brands out there. This one's a Janitor. Jacob gave me some methylate janitors. I got a couple. A lot of different brands out there. The key to this bait, when it comes to bed fishing, I absolutely love this bait. I throw it all the time. Y'all know this. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a bait to cover water while bed fishing, whether you're looking at throwing at light spots, etc., making long casts, and I'm twitching him along, trolling on a high, and I'm actively looking for bass, or I'm just fishing him. He's gonna draw those fish, that color. That particular color, that methylate, the drawing power in this thing is second to none in my opinion. When it comes to soft plastics, sure you got your glide baits and there's all kind of big baits you can draw them out. But when it comes to soft plastic during the bedding time, during the nesting time, hard to beat this guy. So I ain't gonna talk too much about him. Y'all already know my experience with him. I think one of our most recent videos, I just spoke about this. If you guys are interested in this, I got several of the videos on the channel throwing this bait. Y'all can go back and watch. But 9 out of 10, without a shadow of a doubt, regardless of brand. Janitor's a good one. Trickworm makes a good one. Berkeley makes a good one.
Which one is that?
This is the Crush City Janitor.
That's the Janitor.
Yep.
You like him?
I do like him. And I'll say this really quick with the Janitor. The reason I like him, he's a heavier bait. I can cast him a little bit better in the wind, this, that, and the third. He lacks a little bit, not much, on action in comparison to, like, let's say a Zoom Trickworm, which is a favorite of mine. But he still gets the job done. Caught him on him this week. I like him. So shout out to them. But 9 out of 10. I'm gonna pass him this way. Come back to you boys.
So I've probably caught 5 bass in my whole life on a floating line.
Shut up, AJ.
But
Are you serious?
yeah, I swear.
Huh.
It's not a Texas thing, really.
So you telling me you ain't never
It's
went to
like
a pond
thing.
with a trick?
Yeah, I remember what you were
It's a
doing.
Fucking Arrow won Sam Rayburn on that one year.
Really?
Yeah.
Baby dog.
Dude, it's just
Hey,
not. It's
doink
not.
him.
Hey, we talked about my teacher. He didn't teach me nothing
Pops
about it.
don't throw
You
him.
don't throw a floating worm.
Really?
Gosh.
But
Oh,
Um,
that.
I've kept it honest over the years because I know guys smash them on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look at the way you rig it, the way you set him up,
Yeah.
and probably start doing it. What I love, it's really hard to find a bait that you can cover water with
Yeah.
while bed fishing, sight fishing, spawning fishing. That's cool. Like, I mean, you can get bit on a frog, you can get bit on a popper, sometimes like a horny toad, but like it's a really inconsistent bite.
Right.
What's cool about this bait, like a lot of times when you're throwing a frog and for spawners, you're fishing for a few big bites. This gets big bites and it generates a lot of bites.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It catches both the bucks
Yes.
and the females.
Yes.
Just his ability to cover water. I'm gonna give him an 8.1.
Hey, I like your ratings too, AJ.
Yeah.
First time on Rate Debate, AJ coming with them good ratings, bro. I like
think-
that.
I think
8.1.
He hits them decimals.
He get them, yeah. DC big
Well,
on
there's,
that.
there's levels to it.
What you
know?
got, Sizzle?
Let me see that thing. 8.1.
What'd you
Stay
give
on.
him? Give him a 9?
I give him a 9. I love that bait though.
Dang, this one's got teeth marks
Hey,
on
man.
it,
I've always gone away from him because he's so hard to throw. Like the trick worm.
No, I agree.
Spinning pole.
You can't throw 'em. That
So,
one can't.
so for me,
That's
so,
why.
so,
Extra fact.
so this is heavier than say like a Zoom trick worm.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Not
He still
dead.
kicks?
Yeah,
Huh? Never threw him.
If he's rigged right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we were talking about this before we kicked it off. So I got a buddy back at home. Shout out to Dominic Simone. Hey, Dominic got me started bass
Dom.
fishing. Old Dom.
Dumb.
And he used to throw bubble gum.
Really?
Hey,
Yeah.
Bubblegum's still a good one too.
And bubble gum catches him.
100%.
But I go, and I actually got a question for you when it comes down to sight fishing. So, and even Jacob too on this. I find it hard for me, like when my trolling motor's on high and I'm looking, I don't like casting nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I like, because a lot of times, you know, you get a squirrely one. If he sees that splash, he's gonna move. By the time you get there, you're not gonna see him. He's gonna be already out, you know, out in front of you. So there are times that I throw this, and I know Mark, you catch the hell out of them on it. And I've had some really good days on floating worm, but I find myself more times than not when I'm sight fishing, I'm not even casting. And is that how you guys are? Or?
That's how I am a lot of times because like, and I've noticed it's really hard too now when we've got like perspective mode. Like, dude, because I'm like looking down and I'm like, wait, I'm not looking up. Wait, I'm not looking down.
Yeah.
Same thing when you're casting, dude.
Yeah.
You're always taking your eye off, and dude,
Small
your
openings.
margin of error to see the fish, especially on a hard to see bed, is very small.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot of times,
Movement.
yeah, it's just movement. Like you'll be like, I think I saw a tail swim off.
Yeah.
You know, the thing.
Yep.
You spin around, and there's 7 pounders in there.
Mhm.
So like you got to be really locked in. But if you're in an area, visibility's low, you know they're spawning in here. That's a great bait.
Yeah, I would
Like
agree.
when I'm in a 5-fish derb and I'm looking for a big one,
Yeah.
that rod's over my shoulder. Or
Yeah.
it's sitting on the deck.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
just
Ready to
down.
go.
I'm the same way. Like for me, I'm gonna throw this bait, or I'm gonna throw a floating worm if I'm super shallow, if I'm around like maybe some type of vegetation, and if the water is pretty stained to where I almost can't see a sight fish.
Yep.
That's when I'm gonna throw a floating worm,
Yep.
and it flat out catches them. I haven't thrown the janitor, but I'm gonna give methylate because that's what we just call this
That's the
bait.
color.
I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
In this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Time and place.
I forgot my question.
That was
Never mind.
quick.
I'll come over here in a second.
They say.
Oh no, I got. Is there like a time where that excels? Early spawn, main spawn, late spawn, and fry garters. Like when do you like it the most?
It excels the most, in my opinion, early spawners, the ones that first get in there, first get up. That's when it really excels. And I would say even to take it a step further, a premier water temp, if you want to put it in perspective that way, 58 degrees is my
Just
pipe.
getting there.
Dude, I remember
They don't even got a bright spot.
this was
No.
a Murray tournament
They
like
just chilling.
two years ago. Mark was like, man, they're on that methylate. Dude,
I
I
would
picked it up, first pocket I went into, I had like 23 pounds of bites. Like I was like every single one was like a 4 to 5 pounder. I'm like, holy! I called it back like 20 minutes later. I said, dude, that is going down.
And it was gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, like to me, like it excels early to mid spawn,
Yeah.
early to mid. But then it's like
If these are on fry
It's
garters,
I
good.
was,
on
gonna I was thinking you were gonna say the opposite, but then I remember what you did at Fork, and those were first wave spawners.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you lapped the field that day.
yeah, you can still catch the heck out of them, like on fry garters and late spawners. Too.
Yeah, you can.
But like when they're in the middle of spawn and you just twitch them around, like it just
They're so fun.
anyway.
Come up, bowl on it.
Yeah. What you got?
DC, it's your turn, bro.
All right, here we go. So this is basically, this is a janitor.
That's him.
The color, methylate,
Oh, it's-
MER,
Is it NER?
Methylate
methylate,
is actually the
methylate, MER,
Man, are you sure, bro?
yes.
methylate.
Where the
I
pack
never
at?
would have spelled that right.
It is. It is.
It's
Oh, I
MER.
thought it
It's
was
MERTH.
methylate.
Hey, but do you know what methylate
Oh,
is?
yeah.
LOITE.
Do y'all know what that is, though?
Man.
You know what methylate is? A
Methylate.
lot of people don't know what that is.
It's a chemical.
It's used in a hospital. When you get a cut, and then they used to put
Iodine.
it's like
the yellow.
the
stuff?
yellow iodine. They got methylate.
Methylate.
That's what that comes from. Hospitals, doctors, and all that. Damn, he showing up his mirth.
You're gonna have to
Unbelievable.
start calling him Mirthuzel.
Hey,
Ursula,
Murphy.
damn, we're gonna
Murphy.
change the name.
He's a little thirsty.
Damn.
Hey, rate him, Sizzle. Finish talking about him, bruh. You on them Sour Patch Kids hard.
I'm chilling. All right, so anyway, so this bait right here, I've caught a ton of fish on a drop shot with it.
No good.
I've thrown them a few times with the methylate.
Mhm.
Keep in mind, bed fishing, you only do it about a month out of the year. April.
Or half our season.
You could run around the country trying to chase it. Could do that.
Definitely can do that.
But what's cool about this bait is, like Jacob said, it's a little bit denser, like it's a little heavier.
Yeah.
You throw it pretty far, get way away, and then be sure. I mean, you can do the same thing with a wacky rig or whatever, but on this bait, you can get a crossover ring
Mm-hmm.
and just cast them around wacky style
You
as
can.
well. I know you caught some doing that.
You can.
I've never rigged him wacky with a methylate like that,
Me either.
but I can
The guys
guarantee
do.
you that sucker will be.
Jacob loves that, actually.
Wacky rig and methylate.
He loves it.
You love it?
What's that?
Wacky rig and
Come back
methylate.
in.
Yeah, Jacob loves it like that.
So the deal is this.
Yeah, it's good.
Let me rate him.
Wacky.
I'm gonna rate him real quick.
He doesn't
I
float.
thought
I'm gonna say I'm gonna throw it out
He
there.
sinks, though, right? He doesn't float.
No, I mean they say it sinks pretty good.
I'm gonna say a 9.3.
What?
Dang.
I went high on him. You don't know why?
Because you don't have to sight fishing.
He caught a 9-3 on him.
No, because I just really love that I can drop shot this bait. I can do a ton of different things with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that crossover ring on there.
Yeah.
I get so tired of doing O-rings
Mm-hmm.
and the daggum O-rings slipping off my bait.
Yeah.
Trying to skip on dots or whatever. Wire's flying off, you reel about the O-ring or whatever it is. You can put that little slip in there. He got little notches. He ain't coming out.
Mm-mm.
I need to get some of those.
Those are
I'm telling you, legit.
They're
And
good.
then you
Those
can
rings are the
you can go
truth.
horizontal
Yeah.
or you can go vertical. with it.
Yeah, that sounds like
That's really cool.
Perpendicular.
9.3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
9.3.
So floating worm originating. I mean, I personally, I feel like regionally, it started around the Carolinas,
Yeah.
South Carolina, North Carolina. So I feel like I see that trend being a huge deal. You know, you look at Randy Howells and the
That's my
OGs.
first memory of somebody catching on a floating worm with Randy Howell and Barkley.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like to me, that's where a lot. I mean, even like my memories of like Marty Stone catching them on a floating worm. It was like so, like maybe even John Cruz might have, like, but still that region, that east
Mm-hmm.
coast, south, that area seems to be where a lot of that like original, that 2000s time frame is where I remember starting to see this, right? I've been a huge fan of floating worm. Now, there's two ways to rig this bait. It's really, really important. So you have a Texas rigging of floating worm where it makes it go left and right and it sachets a little bit. Then there's also Wacky rigging it. And so like when you get around more vertical like walls, I Wacky rig this. So I can push to it, I keep in the strike zone, and he comes up, eats it. When I'm covering the water, that's when I Texas rig it. So there's two completely different scenarios. When you roll, I can roll into a pocket and say it's a flat pocket, pick him up Texas rig. But I'll also have one Wacky style because there's something so important about shaking that thing and just quivering up there above his bed.
Especially for
5-pounder.
fry guard.
Oh.
That's the number one thing.
That's
for fry
the
guard.
number one thing. So
Learning stuff.
to me,
Facts, taking notes.
Yeah.
that's a big deal. This bait right here, Janitor obviously had helped design this bait, working with Rapala. I mean, I love it. I really do. For this application, I'm going to give it a 9.5 because I truly believe, as far as when you go down to it, when you need a floating worm, it has enough weight to cast. It walks really well, but also you can do it Wacky style. When you're talking about a floating worm, there is not one better on the market, in my opinion, personally.
9.5.
Damn.
9.5.
Out of the horse's mouth.
Straight
What's the lowest rated bait y'all have ever done?
Oh, I
DC.
gave him a -5.
DC, now we did jigs, and we titled the video the lowest rating ever. Wasn't it
swear.
a 1.3?
I think it
Wasn't
was
it?
like a 0.13.
Listen, no, he rated a Bitsy bug a
They all
1.3.
did.
I said, man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give him a 1.3.
That was
Straight
hella
up.
funny, bro.
That was hilarious.
Loki, that was one of my best rated debates ever.
The bits.
The best we did was the glide bait from Toledo last year.
Which one did I say
I don't
was
remember which
trash?
one
I
you
know
said
every
was
now and then
the
I
best.
get a rampage. Say,
Y'all
oh,
made
it's
it
trash.
kids.
Oh, that was a KGB.
Chad.
It's because
Yeah,
I haven't thrown
'cause
the
we
metro
all-
yet, dude.
I know. You got me on.
Hey, y'all
that.
ain't asked me my favorite
Adrian, I got
bait
it
fishing
too.
bait. And Adrian's got to go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
All right, we
You
got
gotta go,
like 10
Adrian?
more minutes.
All right, let's go.
gotta
Adrian,
go.
you got, where your bait
I'm
at?
chilling. My bait's right here.
Let's do it. It's getting late. We gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, you boys got to fish tomorrow.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
we're probably like, what is this,
More
2
bait.
hours? How long are we
It's-
talking? 2 hours? Gosh, dang.
You gotta do some
Hey,
editing.
for you guys
Bitsy.
still with us, I'm going to talk about a Gillie. So, when this bait came out, not going to lie, took me a little while to pick one up. And I forget where I was. I think I might have been on Champlain. I think I told you this. I caught my first bass. My first largemouth through a flogger was on Champlain, and it was on a Gillie on a shaky head. And if you put a Gillie on a shaky head, it's almost like he puts his nose. You know how like bluegill when they go down on a bed, they kind of just like pick the eggs. Have you ever seen that happen?
Yeah.
And then they slide out or whatever. Well, that's literally what it looks like. It's unbelievable the action it has. Like it would stand up, it looks so lifelike. And if you look at these colors, and I'll pass it around to you guys. I took one out of the pack.
But so this is a bait. It took me a little while to throw, but once I seen that through the flogger, I was like, holy crap, this bait's legit. And since then, it's been probably about 2 years now. This is top three baits for me when it comes down to inside my Plano box. The array of 10 different soft plastics. This is top 3.
Sight fishing, 100%.
Strictly sight fishing.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to flip this bait. This is springtime.
You're looking at a bed.
I'm personal with them. I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be one of my number one baits. I mean, as all of us know, a bluegill is the number one predator to a bass on a bed.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can't resemble a bluegill any better than this right here.
No.
So, Berkeley did a great job with it. Comes in a clamshell, so they're all going to be consistent. I've seen the Bluegill did that too.
Yep.
And naturally, I mean, it's power bait. So, it may not be Frito, but it is power bait.
You cheat.
And so, in a sight fishing application, I'm going to straight up give this bait a 9.5.
Are you putting a 5.0 hook on that?
4 This year's a bigger bait.
That's a bigger Gillie.
I probably would put a 5 in him, but this bait here will fit a 4
Okay.
It's a
Straight
really,
shank.
It's a really good
What
bait.
size is
Straight
that?
shank.
This one.
So they got him in millimeters, 110.
110. Okay.
He's probably like
Oh, he like
close to
4
4
inches.
inches.
He like it.
He's 4 inches.
4.25.
Yeah.
He's I mean,
He's about the same, man.
Yeah,
he's
about-
just
yeah,
a
he's 4
smidge
inches.
longer. He's 4 inches.
Yep. Because that's a 3.8, right?
Yeah. Overall profile, I love it. One of my favorite old school baits to throw was that big bite baits warmouth.
Yeah.
Similar that you rig it flat. It looks like a little bluegill or perch down there. This is way softer.
It's incredible.
It's way more lifelike looking
Yeah.
than that. I like what you said about rigging it on a shaky head. I'm gonna have to try that with this bait. That's kind of like what those guys are doing at Ivy, catch them giant bedfish on that 6 cents bait. First time I ever saw someone catching fish on this, I think, was Lake of the Ozarks. A couple guys were bed fishing with it. Jordan was one of them. They had some cool drone shots of that. I'm gonna give this bait. It's soft, which I love. I mean, it's got good action. Really unique back half. It's gonna catch a lot of water. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I've never thrown one. I'm gonna have to pick up a pack for sure. Especially they got some of those bigger sizes. I like that a lot. Like these are kind of baits that I look when there's a
big one.
a male and a female,
Yeah.
and I want to mess with the female.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when I start playing into these baits is
Yeah.
away from a Cinco or a
Right.
drop shot or something
Right.
like that. So
Right.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Yeah, like this week here on Chickamauga. Like if I rolled up to a 2-pounder on a bed, I would not flip that bait.
Right.
No.
But if I rolled up and the male was a 3-pounder, I'd flip that bait. Or if I'd see, all of a sudden that 2 3/4 ran a bluegill off the bed, I would get ahead and I'd pick
Yeah.
that up. So that's why there's always a different array of different baits. I'm sure you have the
A
same
lot,
deal.
a lot of times, dude, there's one bait
Just trigger.
that like the male may be in there, she don't really get an interest, but there's that one bait where all of a sudden, and a lot of times it comes into upsizing and getting a bigger profile where the
Gets
male's
the
like,
party
"Oh,
started."
no thanks. And
Yeah.
she's like, my turn. I think you get that with that bait.
Yeah, no, this bait's dope. I've actually never thrown this bait. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all, but I know Adrian loves this bait. We've had many conversations about it. It's just not one that I've had in my rotation, but I'm gonna put him in my rotation most certainly. Now, off the top, I love the segmented back half. It's almost like scales / I don't know, like how you can even call this,
Does
but
he swim?
I'm sure it catches a lot of water.
Unbelievable.
Really? Like
It
put him on,
swims?
Can you put him on
Yeah.
a flashy swimmer or something?
Yeah,
So,
can you really?
so the reason why I was skeptical in the beginning of throwing them is like there's no. I didn't think there was a good way of rigging it, but when you rig it flat, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like you can't put a keel weighted hook in this and swim. Like I actually made some of these with a line through, and like that's how I was doing it. Like so, if I would have one, I could swim it through. Like that's what I would do. I'd literally line through them because I was scared of just rigging them keel. There's so much plastic there. You know? But like, look how lifelike that is.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, he's nice.
Dude, even in like the face.
It's
Dude,
incredible.
it's so real. I know it's realistic as I don't know what. I'm gonna go ahead and rate him real quick. I ain't never thrown him. I need to put him in my box though. I ain't gonna lie. Adrian caught a lot of big ones on this. He's always talking about it, hooting and hollering. Sucker smells good. Berkeley Power Bait. He ain't free though, but he's still stinky. 8.5. I like him.
8.5.
8.5. What's he doing, AJ? Hella realistic.
I'm gonna kind of repeat everything Mark said. I've never thrown him. He seems like a real good guy. Very natural like. I love throwing below a dam.
On bed.
Nope. When they're big in the summertime, them big largemouth get up there around them dams, they eat brim.
Yeah.
So you give me y'all got brim color?
Right there.
Oh my God. All right, so here's the thing. Around them dams, man, screw this bed fishing stuff. Look, around
Before
them
you know,
dams,
DC's gonna throw that on a scrounger.
in the summertime, them largemouths get up there, and I've seen them. And I know this video is lasting forever, but so them brim are feeding on them little small baby shad. All right, so what happens is, here's what happens. You have a shad spawn in May, and about June the 22nd, you got little small shad fry.
Baby shad.
You got baby shads, not Bobby Garland's, but baby
But
shads.
real ones.
All right, so we're real ones. So the baby shad get up there, and then the brim are eating the baby shads because the brim's out there trying to get it too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right, so these brim are out there, and I'll see them, and every now and then you'll see big heads coming up eating big brim. I would love to just put him weightless on a hook and work him like I would a soft jerk bait.
So hold on. But this, I got a question. So
Big heads.
I got a question for you. What that got to do with bed fishing?
Not a damn thing. And you know what? Because I'll tell you here in a few minutes when I pull out my bait.
Oh, we can't wait to see yours.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna rate this guy's color on this bait right here, and I mean I'm gonna give him a lot of credit. They did some work on this. I'm gonna say an 8.4.
No, that's solid.
8.4, 8.5.
Hey,
That's
look,
solid.
hold on this note. Look at my two middle toes.
Unbelievable.
Cramping, bro.
Is that a cramp you got?
That's literally a cramp.
You got a
I
fix
wonder if
him.
y'all can see that, bruh. Bro, you got to straighten that out.
Thank
Adrian.
you.
I'm about to call the ambulance for you, bro.
We'll be done.
Are you? Is that a real thing?
Mine won't take long.
Okay. All right.
All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this up. Get everybody home.
All right, we wrapping this up. Let's go.
We got two more. Okay. DC's.
Oh, you
I
got
got mine.
DCs.
The Gillie. I'm gonna. They've all said their opinions on this. I mean, a lot of them are very similar to what I'm sort of thinking. This bait is a great bait to throw on those big fish, the big females that you have to get in the bed and commit. It's not my everyday bed bait, but it's a bait that I can see definitely in the arsenal. I'm gonna give him a 7 because I'm not gonna throw him all the time. I think it's great action. It's definitely gonna be a bait that I have in my arsenal, but it's not gonna be my everyday bait that I'm gonna throw out there. I'm gonna have me a few packs of him, but I think he's about as good as a bluegill imitator. If you're talking about bluegill imitators out there, he's a 10 out of 10.
100%.
There ain't no doubt about
This
that.
sucker's so real.
But
I don't have him back.
that's the rundown right there. He's good. He'll be in the arsenal.
What'd you give him?
7.5.
7.5.
All right, one last question before I show my bait.
I'll trade you a couple packs.
All right, you ready?
Packs of those.
If a real brim, I'm gonna tell you how smart these bass are, y'all. If a real brim gets near that bed, I've seen it. We've all seen it. A real brim swims near that bed, he's ate or run off the bed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
We can flip our baits that look identical to a brim. If you pull out a brim, you look like that paint job that's on that bait, you flip your stuff in there, they're like, they swim around the bed and they get all finicky, and I'm
What's
like,
Gillie doing over here?
they know there's a hook in there.
Mm-hmm.
They see that line. They're
See that
smart.
line. They know.
100%. Am I right or wrong?
It definitely seems that way.
Am I right or
Or they
wrong?
see
You
you.
remember that, Mark?
Or they see you. That might be the thing. They see you. They don't really.
But I guess if a bluegill still swims in the bed, they're
It's
still
game
running
over,
around.
bro.
They're still
Oh,
running
well,
around.
you're
While-
right.
while you're
They
basing
see
there, they'll be
me,
doing
and I
it.
still
Oh,
see
facts.
the brim.
A lot of times, really hard ones to catch are ones that there's a bunch of brim around, and they won't pay no interest to you,
100%.
but they'll be steady running brim off. Super
I
hard.
had that
They
happen
stay
today.
doing that.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. All right.
All right,
If y'all still with us, last but not least,
Last but
DC's
not
bait.
least.
So we can wrap this thing up. What you got for us, sis?
I got a secret.
Scrounger.
Here we go.
No, it's a freeloader,
Jerk
bro.
bait.
Y'all ain't never gonna guess. You ain't gonna guess.
Well, they ain't a jerk bait.
This is one of my favorite baits.
Top water.
Right here. For bed
A
fish.
frog.
Swim
I'm
jig.
guessing frog. Swim jig?
Frog. Yeah, it's probably frog.
What you
Frog?
guessing, J-Dub?
Best bait for
You
bed
don't know?
fishing.
Nothing.
For-
It's
for
nothing.
DC.
He hates it.
Damn. Absolutely nothing. Hey,
Because if I got a bad fish, you might well backhand me. Pow! That's about how it is for me. I'm not a bed fisherman. Mark it down in history. Put it on my tombstone. Not a bed fisherman. I'm just not.
Just like live scoping, we call it eye scope.
I know.
Ice
I
coat.
just don't. Look, you have to understand how I grew up real quick. The Coosa River has a lot of color in it. It ain't nothing like this clarity on Tennessee River.
yeah.
And it's clearest. You still can't see them hardly.
Yeah.
I have never won a tournament on the Coosa River. I grew up there my whole life, and I do not bed fish. And during tournaments that I'm bed fishing, I'll go fish for spawners that I can't see. But like looking at them and poking with them and doing all this, they just ain't me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know the last time I caught one on bed.
Damn.
Straight up, I ain't picked one off bed in years. I'll let them nest. I'll let them nest, bro.
Hey, you caught that 8-pounder in practice?
Yeah, that was on scope, though.
Oh, you scoped him
I
up.
don't mind sight fishing on scope, but I'm sitting there looking at them. They over there getting all flustered. I'll beat them in the head with a half-ounce weight. You name it. I done did it all. Oh yeah, you gotta tickle the tail. You gotta do the death hop, man. Catch me outside.
How about that?
Catch me outside that bed somewhere, cause I ain't looking at it.
You done with it?
That's my favorite bait. Is no bait.
I love it. All right, y'all. We wrapping this up, man. Hey, hopefully y'all made it this far in the video. This was a hell of a one. Shout out to AJ. Appreciate you joining the channel
you
this
for
week,
letting me be
man.
a part of it.
Of course, man. I'm happy you're here, bro. We here at J-Dub's house. We just maxing and relaxing downstairs in J-Dub's bar, man. Having a great time. We ain't drink nothing tonight. Hopefully y'all know that by now. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Watching Rate the Bait. Make sure y'all follow my boys, Adrian Avina, Alan Jones Jr., DC, and J-Dub. Y'all know how we rocking. We catch y'all on the next Rate the Bait, man. We out. It's been a long night. See you.